A new era of YouTube ads is here, and here's what you need to know to adapt. So the YouTube ads community has seen these recent changes with responsive ads and the display network becoming mandatory, and there's been a lot of questions. If you may have recalled, I recently uploaded a video where I showed you how to use Google Ads Editor to uncheck the display network. Unfortunately, that does not work anymore. So Google has updated the Google Ads Editor, and they're basically forcing you to use responsive and use display network. Really, the only way you can keep in-stream running is if you have an old campaign that's in-stream and you unpause it, or maybe you change the targeting on it. That's still the only way we see. But you need to be aware that, okay, you have to embrace responsive and display. And to be honest, responsive has been working fine for us. It's actually getting us similar or lower lead costs than in-stream ads. I think the CPMs on responsive are still reasonable. So it's a format that you have to understand how to use, but it's still working quite well. So guys, before we get into this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, because it does motivate me to create these update videos if I know that these videos get some love from you guys. So I really appreciate that. So guys, what does this mean, right? Basically, the takeaway is even a week ago, you could use Google Ads Editor to get around this whole responsive and display restriction to launch in-stream only campaigns on YouTube. However, you can't do that anymore. What this means is you'll need to use responsive ads better. Ultimately, this comes down to the copy. If you look at how a responsive ad is set up, so I'm going to actually just share my screen. So how do you use responsive properly, right? Let's actually take a look at one of our responsive campaigns and how I've set it up. So the first thing you need to understand is where responsive shows up. So you'll have the responsive kind of format show up in these ways. Number one is on the home page. So this is actually going to show up on the home page of mobile YouTube. And essentially the ad's going to be right here with all this copy that you see right here. So a couple things you'll notice here. This 90 characters, right? So as you can see, you need to fill that up and you need to come up with some good copy ideas. You can even split test different copy ideas for that. Description also is 70. So there's a lot more copy. And if you just have click here, learn more, if you don't fill this out, you're going to probably lose out on 30% of the effectiveness of your responsive ads. And same thing over here, right? Like in Google Video Partners, you'll also have this responsive system with a lot more copy than regular in-stream ads, because with the in-stream ads, as you can see here, this is all the copy there is. While with the responsive ads, you have just way more copy, right? So that's my number one tip there. Utilize this copy, split test it, really put effort and time into having this long headline and the description just done in the right way where it grabs people's attention. Doing that by itself will put you ahead of 90% of the competition out there, because most people are not adding in this copy right here. So that's really important. The next step where you can optimize performance is if you want to get rid of these display placements, there's two things you can do. Number one is you can exclude mobile apps through the Google Ads Editor. So to do that, I'm going to have a quick screen share where you are shown how to exclude mobile apps. So we'll go right to that quick screen share of my team talking about it.
So let's just say I have this campaign right here. You scroll down to the bottom where it says manage, click on app, and you look for, excuse me, click on mobile apps. It's right there though.
Yeah.
You see where it says mobile app categories, negative. Click on that. You click here. I put ad group level, but you can put campaign group level. And that's it. You make sure that all apps are selected, which is the first thing selected. You click OK. Voila. You've excluded all apps.
Gotcha. So
you will not get app traffic.
Meaning that I guess people using the YouTube app, is that what it is?
No. What happens is, so now an app that allows videos to be played on it, it would, the YouTube ad can show up there.
Oh, okay.
And I exclude that, right? And that's just best practice. How many of the stuff is app traffic? I don't know. Like with display, for sure, this is something I do all the time. So for display, you definitely have to do this regardless.
Got
If
it.
I were to look at anything here that I have for display, see, display, you'll see here, most of my campaigns, they already have this. So that's just a
Got
good
it.
thing to do whenever you're building the campaigns. Make sure you exclude the apps. And remember, it's
Okay.
very simple. Mobile app category is negative. You click here.
All apps.
It's already selected. That's it.
Gotcha. So should we do that to ongoing campaigns now then, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yep.
Like for all client accounts? Okay.
Yep.
So guys, if you want to actually learn how to use Google Ads Editor like we just did, we have a more in-depth training in our program. We go a lot more in depth on how to use Google Ads Editor in our coaching program. So there is a link below to go check that out. Obviously, it's a very powerful tool. All right, guys, so another step you can do as well, right? Obviously, we've excluded mobile apps, so these won't show up anymore. Then what you want to also do is if you are, for example, if you want to exclude websites on display, so this is a responsive ad, most likely. This is showing up on the homepage. But then you can see there are these other websites. So you can actually go in here and select, like download all of these and select it as CSV. Maybe keep the youtube.com because the responsive ads on the homepage actually perform well. Download these CSVs and then upload them into your kind of like your exclusion list, which are going to be over here, placement exclusion list. So doing that, you can also essentially exclude these display network websites. And also, if you're running 5-6 accounts, you'll be able to create a massive list very fast and kind of focus on youtube.com. We have noticed a general lower quality of leads in display. So it may make sense to have certain campaigns where you do include display to get more reach and volume and see how they perform. But I would recommend that because the lead quality can often be lower on display, add these exclusion lists, and that will really affect your lead quality. So guys, if you want more in-depth and up-to-date information on YouTube advertising, look into our coaching program where we're constantly updating information, and we're also jumping on calls with our students. So we're giving them live second-by-second feedback based on what we're seeing. So obviously with this video, I have to record it and get it edited, and it's maybe a couple weeks late. However, with our coaching program, we literally are able to jump on these live calls, or you're able to ask questions and we're able to give you exactly how we're responding to all these changes that Google's making. So make sure to go check that out, and hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. I'll see you in the next one.